Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and this time I'll be playing Neverwinter Nights. Now, I have played the base game once, years ago, so I remember some of the major plot points, but I have probably forgotten all of the in-between. But the main reason why I wanted to replay this is I haven't actually played any of the expansions, and I have been told that the expansions are actually significantly better and more interesting in terms of story than the base game. So, you know, I'm mostly looking forward to those. But let's start with the actual base game for now. I am going to be playing a dwarf, obviously. Dwarves are my favorite fantasy race. So I am going to play a dwarf cleric because I have never played. When I first played this game, I just played a fighter. I have never played a caster class, and it might be interesting. So I think clerics are based on wisdom. Their casting is based on wisdom. So what I think I'm going to do... I don't want the malice to dexterity, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Now, I'll do recommended skills, but then maybe take some away, because I do want the persuade skill. So I'll take a point from everything they recommended to me, which I guess is just 2 skills. And put heal and concentration, which I imagine has something to do with casting. Because I do want persuade. Obviously it's pretty useful in the story to be able to persuade the NPCs. What feat do you recommend? Extra turning? No, I'm not that interested. To be honest, I will take toughness. Although, to be honest, toughness also works retroactively, so I don't really need that. Martial weapons, hammer, throwing axe, warhammer. Alright, I'll take martial weapons. Domains. I'll take healing, and let's see, strength, war, something offensive, distraction, Might take strength. Although the bonus ability for this domain is pretty cool. You get additional dexterity, constitution, attack roll, and damage. Yeah, I'll take healing and war. To be honest, all the beard options are kind of weak sauce. I guess I'll take this. Do I want a chunker dwarf? Yes, I do. I do want a chunker dwarf. Let's make him a redhead. Although he's bald, so not much of a redhead, but still.
Get on them! Attack, I say!
To your weapons, and don't let up.
By my direction, attack! Attack!
To your weapons, and don't let up. Attack!
Okay, my character's name's going to be Hargrim Stonehand. Let's start.
The Frozen North, the name given to the stark and unforgiving frontier that lies beyond the high moor of Faerun. A bleak wilderness where barbarian clans and tribes of giants roam the land and fierce dragons rule the skies. But amidst the frozen savagery stands a bastion of civilization, the city of Neverwinter, Jewel of the North. Behind the city's high walls, those both hardy and brave carve out an existence from this bleak land under the guidance and protection of the legendary hero, Lord Nasher Alagonda. Yet there are some things that all the courage in the world cannot stand against. A virulent plague swept the city, a terrible affliction that began in the beggar's nest. Soon, all of Neverwinter would feel the touch of the Wailing Death. The disease could not be cured. Panic ensued. The streets erupted into violence. The Jewel of the North was brought to its knees. To save Neverwinter, Lady Aribeth de Tilmarand, Paladin of Tyr, and Lord Nasher's right hand put forth the call for a champion. A rush of would-be heroes answered her call, some drawn by promises of grandeur and glory, others by the lure of gold. Those with the greatest potential were initiated into the academy to train and study under the greatest minds of Neverwinter, all in the hopes a champion might emerge to save the city from the Wailing Death, and whatever sinister force might be behind it.
I must say, the Wailing Death is one badass name for a disease. Like, it instantly sort of conjures in your mind this idea of the victims of it dying in horrible agony. Okay, I'll talk to you in a second. Unless you talk to me first, I guess. Which you're very determined to do. Because I have some stealing to do. It's one of those games where they never implemented an actual crime system. So most people are just suspiciously okay with you looting their belongings.
You were going to sleep all day. I guess the instructors work you pretty hard here at the academy. My name's Pavel. I'm one of the new recruits. I just arrived here at the academy this morning.
You're Hargrim Stonehand, aren't you? Yes, I am. Is that true what they say about you? That Lady Aribeth herself ordered the academy to send you an invitation to come here for training? I've never heard of anyone being invited to train at the academy before. Usually people are begging to get in. It must be a great honor for you. It is both an honor and a privilege for me to serve Neverwinter. You're pretty modest for someone who's got so high expectations on you. It wasn't quite so easy for me to get into the academy. My brother Bim and I were working on one of the nearby farms outside the city when we heard Lady Aribeth had put a call for heroes to come to the aid of Neverwinter. We knew the city was suffering, but we didn't realize how bad things were until we got here. We arrived just before they sealed the gates and quarantined the city. Thank the gods I got accepted into the academy. I wouldn't want to be out there on the streets with the plague. Not with the city guards barely being able to keep order anymore. I don't actually know that much about the plague. The Wailing Death is a plague worse than any recorded in the entire history of Neverwinter. The whole city has been quarantined. Nobody is allowed in or out. The Neverwinter militia do their best to enforce the quarantine, but people don't like being trapped inside the walls of a plague-infested city. Every day more bodies pile up in the streets and the citizens move one step closer to panic and open rebellion. Can't say I blame them. It's only been a few months and it's already the dead number in the thousands. Shouldn't someone be looking for a cure? Most people have given up any hope of finding a cure for the Wailing Death. Potions and medicinal herbs do nothing, and even the prayers of the city's most powerful clergy have been ineffective. I guess that is why Lady Aribeth ordered the academy to open its doors to new recruits. The city needs a hero, someone who can save us all from the Wailing Death. The word on the street is that Aribeth is actually working on a cure right here in the academy. But perhaps that's just a rumor, probably not even true. Can you tell me anything more about this plague? I don't know what more I can say about it. Everyone in the city is afraid of the Wailing Death. The bodies are piling up in the street, and the citizens are on the verge of panic and open rebellion. So far, there doesn't seem to be any cure, and even the priests can help those afflicted. I just hope those rumors of a cure for the plague turn out to be true. Tell me more about those rumors. I only know what people are saying on the street. Some claim Aribeth has a cure, and she's going to start passing it out soon. Others claim she's keeping the cure for herself, but like I said, just rumors. Maybe some people who've been here at the academy longer than I have would know more about the cure, if there even is one. Anything else you can tell me? You should speak to my brother Bim over by the door if you want some tips on adventuring. Otherwise, you should go see Olgert in the next room. He's the one in charge of equipping us all for our training. Other than that, I don't know what more to tell you. I'm just a raw recruit here. You're the one who's almost finished his training. I suppose you need to get on with your training. You probably need to go to see Olgert in the next room and get your equipment so that you can take the final tests and finish your training. If you want any tips or on instructions on adventuring, then don't forget to say hi to my brother Bim. Now, I think I have most of the controls figured out.
I saw you talking to my brother Pavel. My name is Bim. If you want, I can give you a short tutorial on adventuring.
No, I'm not really interested. I think I'll figure it out. Suit yourself. You should go through this door and speak to Olgert then. He'll set you up with all the equipment you need to finish your training here at the academy.
Hello there. Come to get yourself some supplies from old Olga, have you? Good idea. Can't have you wandering about the streets naked. Might give the academy a bad name.
The city guard are already having enough trouble maintaining control as it is. Plague bodies piled a dozen deep in the gutters, the Wailing Death running unchecked through the districts. Horrible, I say, but you've heard all of this before, I'm sure. Here, I've got some equipment for you. A cleric like you might find it handy in completing your training. And now, if you're ready, I'll give you a tutorial on how to access your inventory. I already know how to do that. Well, then I guess I don't need to go over it, do we?
Oh, this might be a good time to teach you how to use the stores in the game. Perhaps you might want to purchase. Since you're part of the academy, you get a special discount rate.
I don't need a tutorial on how to use the stores. Okay, I'm not one to go prattling when the listener already knows what I'm saying. So you want to see my inventory now? Yes. Great, I'm sure you'll find my prices most reasonable. When you're done, you'll find the door leading out of this room is unlocked. Okay, I might sell you some things. Change shirt. Is this better? This is armor class 4. This is 3, so the answer is yes. I might buy a large shield. Do you sell any particularly cool armor? No. Do you sell any weapons? And what's this? 1d6. How about a warhammer? 1d8. Yeah, you know what? I am going to buy this. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. So that's enough. Hartrim, unless I'm mistaken. I'm Berna, an instructor here at the Academy. If you like, I can give you a quick tutorial on how to use your map. No, I'm not interested. Well, if you change your mind, I'll be here to help you out. Is there anything else I can do for you? May I ask you some questions? Of course. We instructors are here to give guidance to the students, after all. How else would you complete your training? What can you tell me about the Wailing Death? I know the quarantine of the city has done little to stop the affliction from spreading, though it has bred mistrust and fear among the people. Lady Aribeth does her best to keep the peace, but the rumors are beginning to fly. People suspect some dark evil is behind the Wailing Death. Soon the panic may lead to open rebellion. I pray we at the Academy are not forced into battle against the citizens of Neverwinter. They are the very people we are supposed to protect. Tell me about Lady Aribeth. Lady Aribeth the Tilmarand is a paladin of Tyr. She may be young, but she has already proven her courage and her devotion to both Neverwinter and Tyr. Lord Nasher Alagondar himself has given Lady Aribeth the task of saving Neverwinter from the Wailing Death. She's actually here at the Academy right now, in the South Assembly Hall. Once you've finished your training, you can go to meet her. Anything you know about the cure? So you have heard the rumors as well. You should focus on your studies and not idle gossip. Lady Aribeth is no doubt seeking a cure, but there has been no official word, and spreading rumors about the cure being stored here are dangerous. It draws unwanted attention. The people are desperate for a cure, so desperate they might even attack the Academy itself if they feel we have one. Where can I go to complete my training? Just go through the exit in the southwestern corner of the room. The Academy training rooms are in the hallway beyond. Once you finish your training, you can go to meet Lady Aribeth. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. There are some books that I can loot. The City of Luskan. Okay, let's read those. The City of Luskan. The City of Sails is a dangerous place, a port city filled with pirates and bloodthirsty thugs. It straddles the mouth of the icy river Mirror and stands at the gateway of the mineral wealth of Mirabar. Luskan is ostensibly ruled by the five high captains, Tarl, Baram, Kurath, Suljak, and Rethnor. However, it is suspected that the real power is wielded by the Arcane Brotherhood from their island tower. The seafaring merchants of Luskan have always been a fierce, proud and warlike people. Over their long history, they have feuded with the inland city of Mirabar, the coastal city of Neverwinter, and the island realm of Ruathim. Even today, they sponsor pirates who prey on their ships and ports up and down the Sword Coast. They also trade with Amn, Kalimshan and many other towns that prefer not to be associated with them, but will meet them on neutral ground of offshore Mintarn. The Mirar River divides the city into two major parts. The northern section is a walled enclave, consisting almost entirely of warehouses. The southern half is much older. Outlying walled caravan compounds surround this heavily fortified section of the city. There are three bridges that connect the two halves of the city. They are Harbor Cross, Dalit's Span, and the Upstream Span. Five major islands crowd the mouth of the Mirar, and three closest to the south bank are developed. The major areas within the Luskan are the Captain's Close, the Harbor District, the Mirabar District, the Reach, and the Spans. Rival orc tribes and their great battles. One portal opened by Mulhoron's rebellious wizards led to a world populated by savage orcs. These orcs used the portal to invade Faerun, overrunning many northern settlements and slaying thousands. The manifestation of their god kings of both Mulhorond and Unther battled the orcs, and the orcs retaliated by summoning divine avatars of their own deities. During these conflicts, known as the Orc Gate Wars, the orc god Grumsh slew the Mutharondi sun god Re, and the first known deicide in the realms. Many of the Untheric deities were slain as well. The human deities eventually prevailed, and the orcs were slain or driven northward. The deities Set and Osiris battled to succeed Re, and Set murdered his rival. Horus absorbed the divine power of Re and became Horus Re, defeated Seth, and then cast the evil god into the desert. Isis resurrected Osiris. All of the Mulhorandi pantheon but Set united in support of Horus Re. The two old nations paused to rebuild their power and lick their wounds. During the time of the empires of Ruthamar and Nerfel, rose in the battlefield territories to the north. In Unther, the chief god Enlil abdicated in favor of his son Gilgem and vanished. And Ishtar, the only surviving Untheric deity, gave the power of her manifestation to Isis and vanished as well. Gilglem began his 2,000-year decline into a despotic tyranny as the ruler of Unther. Now, this is pretty weird. Like, I am not very well versed in the history of the Forgotten Realms. I've never even really played D&D. But first, this book tells me that orcs are actually not native to this universe. They came from somewhere else. But the second thing, which is even weirder, is apparently this game appropriated some real-world gods, from Egypt and from, some Sumerian gods, because there is a mention of what's his name? Ishtar, the goddess Ishtar, and I would assume Enlil is probably also, and maybe even Gilgam, because that might bear some relation to Gilgamesh, the legendary king.
It's about time you showed up, recruit. My name is Herben. As far as your worthless hide, you can just call me sir.
It's my job to teach you your recruits some tips on combat techniques so you maggots don't get gutted out there in the real world. Well, recruit, don't just stand there with the dopey expression on your face. What it's going to be? Are you ready to begin your combat training, or aren't you? Well, to be honest, I already know everything I need to know about combat. Is that so, recruit? For the sake of your worthless hide, I hope it's true, but I'm going to give you one last chance to change your mind and listen to my tutorial. I'm not interested. You aren't really a fighter type, so you aren't required to participate in combat drills. They are open to anyone, however, and if you pass the combat test, it will complete your basic training, but I'd recommend you go to study under your specialized trainer instead. Well, I want to pass the combat drills because maybe I'll get a reward. I think you might be more suited to taking one of the other tests, but if you really want to tackle the combat trials, you have that right, recruit. Go speak to my assistants. Corporal Dandy to the southeast end of the room can test you in melee weapons. Then for your test in ranged weapons, speak to Corporal Hewitt.
So, Herben sent you over for your combat trial, did he? Well, my name is Dandy. I specialize in melee weapon combat. Are you ready to begin your final test?
Yes. Don't worry, there's nothing to it. You and I are going to spar. I'll be in parry mode the whole time, trying to deflect your attack. All you have to do is hit me once to pass the test. Well, whoa, wow, some final test is that. What a great adventure. Or if you prefer, all you have to do is use your weapon to destroy the target dummy. The choice is up to you. Either attack me or the dummy. Since I'm not hostile, you'll have to right click and select attack. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Well done, but you should continue your training elsewhere.
Can you answer some of my questions, though? I wonder.
You passed the combat tests, but your training here at the academy isn't over yet.
You have to go to finish the cleric challenge before they let you graduate. To be honest, with me being unable to hit a stationary target, my chances in combat are potentially kind of problematic. Wow, like, what's up with that? I feel like the game might have kind of screwed me. Maybe I should have put more points into dexterity after all.
Let's have at it!
Because that really isn't... That isn't a very good prognostic. How am I supposed to combat actual enemies if I can't destroy... Well, I can't even hit a stationary dummy? Like, I have a feeling this is going to be a problem. And, you know, I specifically went with the recommended attribute spread because I know little about how D&D works.
Only one way out for you!
But that's a potential problem, I feel like.
So Harbin sent you over for your combat trial, did he? Well, my name is Hewitt. I specialize in ranged and missile weapon combat. Are you ready to begin the final test?
Can I ask you some questions? Sorry, but I can't. Herben demoted the last guy called socializing. Harsh but fair, I say. If you're not here to take the combat test, I really can't talk to you. Alright, I'm ready. Don't worry, there's nothing to it. All you have to do is hit the target at the end of the hall with a missile weapon. You can grab a missile weapon from the weapon rack beside me. Fire away whenever you're ready. I'll take them all because I'll be able to sell them later.
Your shot was taken too close to the target.
My weapon can't touch him.
Count. Move back and try again. Not bad. But since you're a different class type than I'm used to, you should be training elsewhere. Only one way out for you! passed the combat tests, but your training here at the academy isn't over yet.
You have to go to finish the cleric challenge before they let you graduate. I can't do anything more for you here.
Hello there.
And you must be Hargrim Stonehand, the one I've heard all the instructors talking about. They are mightily impressed with you, I must say. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I am Ferdinand, the Academy's resident keeper of exotic creatures. I was afraid you wouldn't make it by my little corner before you completed your training. So, have you come here to view the menagerie? Or is there something else that I can do for you? The menagerie? What are you talking about? The Academy was founded with the purpose of training adventurers, so it only makes sense that we would collect strange and exotic monsters, the kind adventurers might encounter during their explorations. We allow our students to study the creatures and their habits up close, so that they will be better prepared when they encounter such beasts in the wild. Is there an arena where I can fight against those creatures? Hey, we're not savages. The animals are here for us to observe, not to butcher. Every month, Yusam, the local druid, comes by to inspect the creatures and make sure they are treated right. And I'm always watching for the signs of injury or illness. Every one of my animals is well fed and properly cared for. I look after my charges. I'm like their father. Well, to be honest, the messaging is a little bit confusing here, because if he said they keep them for the purposes of the students learning more about them if they encounter them in the wild, which seems to suggest if you would encounter them in the wild, they would attack you. You know, I assume those are not just regular animals, but rather monsters, you know, of the supernatural kind. Tell me about yourself. You actually want to know something about me? That's a twist. Most people just want to see the creatures. They are far more interesting than I am. When I was young, I always knew I wanted to work with animals, but I didn't really want to live a life of a druid or a ranger. I didn't relish the idea of living out in the woods, all by myself. I worked for a while at the zoo in Neverwinter, tending the animals and such. That led to an apprenticeship here under the academy, under the former keeper of exotic creatures. When she retired, I took over the job of running the menagerie. I want to ask you some questions. What can you tell me about the plague? The Wailing Death is a grim topic. Thousands have fallen to the illness, and not even the clerics can do anything about it. Something strange about this plague, though. It infects humans, dwarves, elves, all of the races in fact, but it doesn't seem to affect animals. That's very unusual. None of the creatures in the menagerie showed a single sign of the plague. Can't figure it out. But I'm grateful. I'd feel responsible if one of my beasties took sick. Have you heard anything about a cure? I know there's a rumor going around the barracks about some strange creatures from Waterdeep being brought here to concoct a cure, but I don't believe it. If someone was storing exotic creatures at the academy, they would want to consult me first, right? But I haven't heard anything, and we haven't added any animals to the menagerie in months. Although I have to admit, if you wanted to keep the arrival of any strange creatures secret, you wouldn't store them in the menagerie. That would be the first place people would think to look. I want to see the menagerie. Certainly. As long as you're here at the academy, you feel free to view it anytime you want. Don't worry, the monsters in there can't hurt you. We have taken every precaution, including powerful spells of binding, to make the menagerie completely safe for both visitors and the creatures inside. Just head on through the door whenever you're ready to view the wonders of my little beasties. Okay, dire spider, stag beetle, ether cap, umber hulk, and a hook horror. Alright. Can we talk? Oh, how about you? I guess the answer is also no. Alright, so let's look for that
Evil shall never triumph!
cleric trainer. Arcane magic trainer. So I don't think that's it, because arcane magic is, I think, for mages, like actual wizards. My magic is divine magic, I'm pretty sure.
Hey there. Welcome to my little corner of the academy. I'm Joe, resident master of the arcane. It's more a ceremonial title than anything else. I'm really just your run-of-the-mill wizard.
Look, I'm not trying to be rude, but are you sure you're in the right place? My expertise is in mage and sorcerer spells, and you can't cast either type. If you want, I guess I can give you a lesson in casting spells, but it won't bring you any closer in completing your training. I want to ask you some questions. I'll do my best. What can you tell me about the plague? One thing I can tell you is not to believe unfounded rumors. Those who claim the plague was caused intentionally by some unknown enemy of Neverwinter are only adding to the panic. Nobody knows where the Wailing Death came from, just as nobody knows how to stop it from spreading, and until now there hasn't been any prayer or potion that can cure it. But I think Lady Aribeth is headed in the right direction now. She's a smart one, and I think Lord Nasher made the right choice in putting her in charge of dealing with this plague. What can you tell me about Lady Aribeth? Well, I have never actually met her myself. I know she's an elven paladin in the service of Tyr, and I know she's the one in charge of keeping order in Neverwinter and finding a cure for the Wailing Death. And of course, everyone knows she's here giving blessings to those who have finished their training. Students have been piling into the South Assembly Hall since early this morning just to meet her. What's this I hear about a cure? I wouldn't say anything, but I suppose the information is common knowledge among the students by now. Kelben Arunsun, the most famous mage this side of Elminster himself, discovered a cure. Leave it to a mage to come up with a cure, when all of the priests and healers couldn't, right? Old Blackstaff figured out that combining the proper reagents could make an elixir to save us all. Waterdeep helped us by capturing the monsters necessary to concoct the cure, and they sent them here into the academy for safekeeping. That's the real reason Lady Aribeth is here, I suspect. Good luck to you. I don't know what your future holds, but I sense you are destined for great things.
Well, hello to you.
I do not recognize you from any of my classes. You must be new here at the academy. Unless, of course, how could I have not noticed? You're a cleric, not a mage. No wonder your face is not familiar. I highly doubt the academy has us following the same curriculum. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Chandra. Greetings, my name is Hargrim. Oh yes, I have a friend who recently enrolled here at the academy. He is also a cleric. I believe he has mentioned your name to me before. From what I hear, your training at the academy is almost done. You have only to prove yourself in the final cleric challenge, and you will be ready for graduation. I envy you. I hear Lady Aribeth herself is here to hand out personal blessings to all the graduates. I hope she returns for my own graduation. I would love to meet her. How's your training going? I could ask for no finer instructor than Jaru. He's both patient and well-versed in the arcane arts. To be sure, the lessons are difficult and the workload is often great. I have spent many nights burning countless candles as I study my tomes, but success comes to those who persevere. One only need to look to Lady Aribeth to see a shining example of that. I hope I get a chance to meet her before she leaves. Why do you want to meet her so badly? Lady Aribeth is an inspiration to all the citizens of Neverwinter, especially those of us here at the academy. She is everything I wish to be. Intelligent, powerful and beautiful. Someday I hope to be as loved and respected as she, though some may say it's a foolish and silly dream. I wouldn't call that dream foolish, to be honest. It's a natural, like everyone would want to be loved and respected. You flatter me, Hargrim. Most people laugh when I dare to compare myself to Lady Aribeth, even though we are both of noble blood. You're kind not to scoff at my words. The woman in your life is very lucky, or dare I believe one of such noble and gentle spirit is still unattached. Well, I'm not seeing anyone right now, but I'm not very interested in seeing you. We have just kind of met. That is a shame. In these troubled times, no one should be alone, particularly a man as kind and understanding as you obviously are. Well, no offense, but I'm not interested. I understand. Many men, even other mages, are intimidated by a woman who commands the power of magic. Is there something else you need then? Wow, that's some major... that's a backhanded... Just because I'm not interested doesn't mean I'm intimidated, woman. That doesn't especially endear me to you. What can you tell me about the plague? I know little about it. My family were nobles of the Black Lake district, and the Wailing Death has yet to touch that section of the city, thanks to the quarantine. I know that there are those who blame it on foul necromancy. Even here, their eyes burn with hatred whenever they look upon my mage's cloak. Perhaps they are right in their suspicions of the plague's origins, but it is not right to blame all wizards for this terrible tragedy. In their ignorance they judge us, when they do not even know us. Have you heard the rumors about the cure? I hope the rumors are true. If Kelben Aronsson really has discovered one, then perhaps those who blame the plague on sorcery will begin to treat us mages with respect, instead of contempt or fear. Thankfully, Lady Aribeth herself is not prejudiced against wizards, or she might have refused Blackstaff's offer of aid. I hope I get a chance to meet her before she leaves the academy. I suppose I will resume my studies. Jarou has given me a number of incantations to prepare.
Yes? Do make it quick.
Can't you see I'm in the middle of training? The academy might go easy on a cleric like you, but those of us wishing to master the arcane cannot afford to waste our days chatting. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. The spell demands my full attention, and I cannot afford these constant interruptions. I won't take much of your time, I promise. Master Jarou often warns me of the perils of prolonged casting. Perhaps a short break would be good for me. Perhaps it will even give me a chance to meet Lady Aribeth. Why do you want to meet her? She's a powerful and influential figure within the city. She has been given the task of finding a cure for the plague by Lord Nasher himself. Lady Aribeth would be a valuable ally in the future. I would be foolish to throw away a chance to meet someone who could be so valuable to my career. What can you tell me about the plague? Interesting topic, and one I have studied. I am no expert, but the evidence I see offers only one logical explanation. The source of this pestilence is magical rather than natural. Can you comprehend the fearsome power and terrible resolve of one who could have unleashed the Wailing Death on our city? It boggles the mind, doesn't it? Why are you so sure the plague is magical in nature? The evidence is obvious, is it not? Neverwinter is the only city afflicted, and the disease resists all the attempts by clergy to find a cure. I do not know who would do such a thing, but it would require a wizard of great power, a lich perhaps, or possibly even the arcane brotherhood of Luskan, but these are just guesses. Have you heard about the rumors for a cure? Of course. Kelben Aronsson, a mage of inestimable power, has devised a cure that can be extracted from the components gathered from creatures, both magical and rare. The rumors say that the creatures have been brought here to the academy. No doubt that is why Lady Aribeth now graces us with her presence. Perhaps I will find an opportunity to meet her later. How do you like your training? I see no point in false modesty. He appreciates my potential, though he constantly harps on me about the dangers of delving too deeply into the arcane. Perhaps he fears I will be devoured by my hunger for knowledge. Still, I suppose it would be wise to heed his cautions. Perhaps I will meet Lady Aribeth later this evening, instead of studying all night, as is my usual practice. I'll be going, and I shall resume my perusal of these rather obscure and difficult texts. Time of troubles. This haunted grove is the chief... No, what? Oh, the ghost of Conyberry. This haunted grove is the chief landmark in the Conyberry area. The ghost of Neverwinter Woods is actually a banshee known as Agatha. The name is almost certainly a corruption of the elven surname Augulathla, which means winter breeze in one of the older elven dialects. She lairs in a grove in Neverwinter Wood, northwest of Conyberry. Her haunt is at the end of a path whose entrance is marked by a strand of birch trees. At one time, Agatha's lair was guarded by a magic mirror spell. This was set up to hide her real location and give her time to hurl spells at the intruders. The heroes Drizzt Do'Urden and Wulfgar, son of Beonragar, shattered these defenses. These two adventurers then stole her treasure. The Banshees had amassed great treasure hoards by thieving in the night, slaying travelers, and pillaging old tombs and ruins. Since her wealth was stolen, she has taken to looting the Sarene again, trying to rebuild her riches. She also seeks revenge for the theft, and so considers any adventurers fitting recipients of death. Agatha's lair has new defenses now. Her spells are capable to charm the people of Conyberry into digging pitfall traps along the path to her lair. These servants have also been seen guarding her haunt. Other than that, Agatha does not bother the folk of Conyberry, rather she views them as allies. She often uses her spells to bring them beasts for food in the worst winter weather. She also slaughters orcs and brigands who venture too near to the village. Folks in Conyberry regard Agatha almost affectionately as their guardian and friend. They often talk about her and speculate on what she's up to. The time of troubles. When Ao cast out the gods from heaven, their avatars walked the earth, interacted with mortals, some more ruthlessly than others, and scrambled to find a way to return to their homes. Known as the Time of Troubles, the Gods' War, or the Avatar Crisis, this period in the history of Faerun is one of the most chaotic in recent memory. Sudden mortality wreaked havoc on the deities. Mistra was destroyed and her essence merged with the land, causing magic to function erratically and creating many areas of wild and dead magic. Gond the Wonderbringer fell to earth as a gnome on the shores of Lantan. Grateful for the sanctuary offered by the city, he taught its citizens the secrets of smoke powder. Timora appeared at her temple in Arabel, and it is thought that her presence spared the city from destruction. Ibrandul, god of the caverns, was slain by Shar, and his portfolio stolen. Helm reinstated his divine power, and was commanded by Ao to guard the path back to the outer planes. Due to his success in this endeavor, blame for much of the God's War destruction is laid at his feet. Malar battled Nobanion and was hunted by Gveron Windstorm. Shandakul battled and destroyed the avatar of a minor orc deity. Sharez took the form of the favorite concubine of the Pasha of Kalimport and was liberated from the growing influence of Shar by Sune. The Red Knight appeared in Thetir, helping the nation defeat the monsters raiding from the Wailing Death. Hoar slew Ramen, Untheric god of war, but lost his foe's portfolio to Anhur. Kangedin Silverbeard battled Labelas Enoreth over a misunderstanding. Vaukin vanished, and custody of her portfolio was claimed by her ally Lyria. The avatar of the godling Lichatuk Svim, half-demon offspring of Bane, was imprisoned under the Zental Keep. Gilgalim, the god king of Unter, was slain by his rival Tiamat, ending the 2 millennial rule of that nation. Baal, the god of murder, was greatly weakened at the time of the Gods' War and existed only as a murderous force that could possess living beings. When Bane challenged Torm, the Black Lord slew all of the assassins in Faerun and absorbed their essence, further weakening Bo. Forging an alliance with Mirkul, Ball has kidnapped the mortal Midnight and discovered one of the tablets of fate. But at the Boarskir Bridge, Ball was killed by the mortal Cyric with the sword Godsbane, the avatar of Mask. Cyric absorbed some of Ball's power, while the rest went into the winding water, poisoning it. Lyra, the goddess of deception and illusions, was slain by Cyric with the Godsbane, and her portfolio absorbed by him. Cyric later broke Godsbane, greatly weakening Mask. Bane was destroyed by Torm during a battle in Tantras, and his portfolio was given to Cyric by Ao. Torm himself was destroyed in the conflict with Bane, but because at the time his realm was actually Toril, and because he had died in service to his ethos, obedience and duty, Lord Ao restored him to life and reinstated him as a deity. Mirkul's avatar battled Midnight, and she destroyed him. Midnight became the new incarnation of Mystra, absorbing her essence of the previous goddess from the land. Cyric became the new god of strife, tyranny, murder, and death, holding the portfolios of the slain Bane, Ball, and Mirkul. Years later, he has lost the portfolio of death to the mortal Celeborn when he was temporarily driven mad by an artifact he created. The close of the Avatar crisis brought a change to the way deities react to their followers. By Ao's decree, a deity's power is related to the number and fervor of his worshippers, and so deities could no longer afford to ignore their faithful. While the gods were reshaped the land and altered the Fiorinian pantheon dramatically, the accountability of divinity is the most powerful legacy of the time of troubles. Wow, that was a lot of names, a huge exposition dump for someone who's not familiar with this setting. The Northern Four adventuring troop. The Northern Four is the name of a band of adventurers that have each gone to become key citizens of the Sword Coast. Led by Nashor Alagondar, who became Lord of Neverwinter, the group consisted of Dumal Ererad, who went on to found and watch over Helm's Hold, Ophala Chendlestorn, matron of the Moonstone Mask, who was thought to be an important figure among the mages of Many-Strand Cloak, and Kurth, who has become a high captain of Luskan. The band adventured together successfully for many years and spawned many tales in their adventures around the region. One popular tale depicts the successful rescue of the Black Raven tribe from a foul white dragon. As a symbol of gratitude from the tribe, Nashor was gifted with the noted Neverwinterian Morrigans as a dead child. The success of the troop eventually came to an end with a leadership struggle between Nashor and Kurth. Ophala was torn between her love for Kurth and her loyalty to Nashor, but after Kurth had left, Ophala settled in Neverwinter, unwilling to compromise her hatred of Luskan and its arcane brotherhood. Many assume that she still bears resentment against Nashor for the way things turned out. Regardless, Nashor and Ererad remained close, and Ophala still serves her lord loyally. The same cannot be said of Kurth, who has joined forces with an army and would love nothing more than to destroy Neverwinter. Rogue skill training. That's probably not for me.
And intrigue here at the Academy. No need to tell me who you are. My sources are way ahead of you.
You're hard, aren't you? My sources never figured you as the type to go in the whole creeping cloak and dagger bit, but maybe you were pegged wrong. So, are you interested in learning more about the art of those who operate on the shady side of the law, or do you need something else? Well, I probably can't receive a lesson in rogue skills because I literally don't have those. Also, it's a bit weird how They openly state that they operate on the shady side of the law, where this is a government building. I want to ask some questions. Questions, eh? I'm not supposed to talk about the plague with the students anymore. Seems like the higher-ups thinks I am the one responsible for starting those conspiracy theories running rampant throughout the barracks, but I know the plague was no accident. My spy network hasn't been able to find out who caused it or why, but if my sources are accurate, at least help is on the way. It seems that the Archmage Kelban Arunsun has come up with a cure, according to the reports delivered by Lady Aribeth. Not that I was spying on her, you understand, just snooping around for practice. What can you tell me about Lady Aribeth? The elf has her good and bad points. She's smart and tough and gets the job done, but she's a goody-goody paladin of Tyr. She's always upset at me for borrowing her things. I got a funny feeling she'll be coming to speak to me about a certain missing comb once she finishes handing out the blessings for the graduating students in the South Assembly Hall. What do you know about the cure? You're learning quick. When you want the real scoop, you come to me. I know all about Kelban Arunsun and the water deviant creatures. Seems the Archmage has figured out how to brew a cure using reagents gathered from strange and exotic monsters that have been brought to the Academy for safekeeping. I think this is the real reason Lady Aribeth is here today, to keep an eye on those creatures and make sure nothing happens to them. See you around.
Hello?
You need to go to speak to Keta. She be the one in charge here.
Hello?
Yes, I know you. You're Hargrim. Silk has had her eye on you. What are you talking about? I really thought you would have figured it out by now. Silk has been spying on you. It's part of her trading. It really isn't my place to talk anymore. You should speak to Silk about this. Where can I find her? She's over there. She's been watching you this whole time.
Looking for a good time?
Hello. You don't know me, but you can just call me Silk. How do you know my name? Don't worry, it's nothing sinister, just a little harmless spy on my part. Keta says I need to practice my espionage skills. I have been watching you for quite some time. But now that you're almost done with your training, I'm going to have to find someone else to spy on. Maybe Lady Aribeth would make a nice target. Why are you so interested in her? If you're going to spy on someone, it might as well be someone in charge, right? Aribeth knows a lot more about the plague than she's letting on. You can't blame me for being curious. Of course, if I get caught, they'll probably expel me, or worse. But the danger is part of the appeal. Besides, maybe I'll figure out why so many men seem infatuated with that woman. What can you tell me about the plague? Well, I can get into grisly detail about the bodies in the streets, or give you a gruesome description of the symptoms and the stages of the affliction, as it ravages the victim, but I suspect we've all had our fill of such things. Besides, I'm much more interested in who or what might be behind it. Keta has had me gathering information on possible conspiracies to bring down Neverwinter. Mark my words, the Wailing Death is no accident, a plague that the priests can't cure? That sounds like wizard's work to me. Of course, I haven't found any evidence to back my theory yet, but I'll keep digging until I do. Have you heard rumors about a cure? Of course I've heard. I am a spy after all. They say Kelban Arunsun gave a cure to Lady Aribeth. I bet that's why she's here at the Academy right now. Maybe I should try tailing her to see what I can turn up. How do you like your trading here? I spend my days hidden in the shadows, and my nights veiled in darkness. The life of a spy is a lonely one, I'm afraid. And yet it has a hold on me I cannot break free of. To follow someone who doesn't know you're there, to study them when they think they are safe and alone. It's a feeling like no other. To know you hold the life of the one you watch in your hands. At any moment your orders may change and force you to become not a spy but an assassin. Forgive me, I've said too much. I thought you were just a spy. Don't be so naive. There is a dark side to espionage. Assassination is an unpleasant, but sometimes very necessary aspect of the job. Don't worry, spying on you was just harmless practice. The Academy would never have me eliminate another student. I'm dangerous, but I'm not that dangerous. Well, I'm not really interested in someone who has been stalking me. Stalking? All I did was spy on you and follow you and learn as many secrets of you on you as I could. That is my job, after all. I already admitted I'm a spy, even if it does make it dangerous to trust me. Well, to be honest, that's a definition of stalking. All I did was spy on you and follow you and learn your secrets. You're really not my type. I understand. Some men are threatened by my line of work. I thought you were the type who would welcome a little excitement in your life, but I see I was mistaken. Farewell. Perhaps I will not see you again. Perhaps I will see you again, though you may not see me. Divine magic.
Greetings and well met. I am Ellenwind, faithful servant of Tyr and devotional leader here at the Academy.
No doubt you have come to the chapel to complete your instructions. By all accounts, you have shown great promise in your studies so far. I have no doubt you will do the Academy proud once your training is complete. Before we proceed, I will give you a final tutorial in the casting of divine spells. Are you ready? Yes. I will begin you by showing how to select spells. Both clerics and druids use the same procedure in preparing their divine magic. Spell list. Alright. Bring up the spell book. Click and drag the spells you want to prepare. I got it. It's very important to remember to rest. Resting is how you replenish your spells. Okay, there's a rest box. Whenever you rest, spells will replenish themselves. Alright. I got it. You have special abilities in addition to your divine spells. To access your priestly abilities, right click on yourself, special abilities, cleric. Alright. The most important ability is to turn undead. Thus endeth the lesson. I have done all I can, but the rest is up to you. In order to complete your training, you must face the trials of faith. I am ready. The test is simple for those whose devotion is true. Do you see the man by the south of the wall? You must use your magic to heal his wounds. Then you must use your ability to turn undead to defeat the skeleton. Return to me once the task is complete. I shall wait here to see how you fare. Alright, so I can learn three cantrips, I guess. I'll go with this. Inflict minor wounds, which is, I guess, an offensive spell. What does this do? Gain 1 temporary hit points, +1 to all saving throws. Okay, this is alright for a level 1 spell. Okay, so I probably need to rest to replenish the skill points. Because, I mean the spells. But I can't. Interesting.
Wait, what can I get ya?
To complete the trial, you must cast a healing spell upon me. When this is done, you must speak with Elwenid.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Yeah, but how can I rest? It doesn't seem to work.
I greet you.
I have no time to talk to you. I'm very busy preparing the sacred devotional rituals. You're a cleric. I'm sure you understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Forgive me. I did not mean to be so harsh, but I am very busy. Elwynid, my mentor, has ordered me to make preparations for us to honor Lady Aribeth's arrival. I won't take much of your time. I suppose I can spare a few minutes. My heart is not in the preparations anyway. A waste of time in my opinion. What do you have against her? My regard for Lady Aribeth as a champion of Tyr. Many regard Lady Aribeth as a champion of Tyr and a defender of our faith. But where does she seek salvation during these difficult times? In the works of a wizard? For the sake of Neverwinter, I hope her folly brings us a cure, but in my heart I know that the will of the divine alone can save us. Aribeth's misguided efforts will only prolong our suffering. Knowing this, how can I join the others who praise and fawn over her? But Aribeth has the authority in this matter, and I am only a lowly acolyte, so I perform my duties as ordered. How do you like your training? The path of worship is demanding. Only those who are strong in their faith have the strength to persevere and complete their training, but my faith is strong and true. I will not abandon my beliefs as the others, like Lady Aribeth seems to have done. What can you tell me about the plague? I have heard many rumors. Some say it's unnatural, as it was brought through the fell magic of enemies of Neverwinter, but I do not believe this. I believe the Wailing Death is a divine trial, a test of our faith and resolve. Unfortunately, we seem to be failing. The citizens have lost their faith, even the priests and clerics of the city. As I said, it is a trial of our faith. People who have once worshipped now turn against the clergy because we cannot help them, but the fault is theirs, not ours. They are weak in their beliefs. Ultimately, this trial, as all trials of faith, shall pass. Those who hold true to the spiritually divine will survive, the hypocrites will be exposed, and they shall perish. What can you tell me about the cure? Everyone speaks of the cure discovered by the wizard Kelben Arunsun, but I refuse to abandon my faith and place my hope in the works of sorcery. For the sake of the city, I hope the cure works, but I suspect the wizard's brew will prove ineffective, and then those who claim to be of my faith, but are in fact unworthy like Lady Aribeth, will be exposed. I shall return to my duties. May the blessings of Tyr be upon you. Okay, I'm supposed to turn this skeleton. That didn't seem to have worked. It doesn't seem like I'm supposed to be using this on the skeleton itself, because it doesn't work like that. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, so I guess I just failed the roll.
I hope there's nothing amiss. I see you've not completed the trials of faith. Would you like me to describe the tests once more?
Mostly I'm just confused about why I cannot rest. It seems to be mandatory to actually get through this, because I need Oh, no. I didn't want to do that. Guess I'll save and reload. Maybe that'll help. Nope. You cannot rest while there are enemies nearby. The skeleton technically counts as an enemy. But so does the combat dummy, so that's a bit weird. Seems like a bit of a weird design.
Come over here if you want to learn about your mapping journal.
For justice!
I beseech you to speak with me. Your training here is complete. You should proceed to the South Assembly Hall to receive blessings and congratulations from Lady Annabelle.
But before you go, please accept this gift as a reward for completing your training. Now, is there anything else I can do? I would like to ask you some questions. What can you tell me about the plague? The Wailing Death is a terrible affliction. The city has been quarantined and sectioned off, yet the death toll continues to rise, and the infected corpses fill our streets. There are rumors that someone has brought the plague upon us all for some unholy purpose. However, I doubt anyone would be so evil and callous as to cause such widespread suffering. People have lost their faith. Even Lady Aribeth has turned to the Archmage Kelban Arunsun and the cure he claims to have discovered. I wonder, though, at the wisdom of trusting a mage over faith. What can you tell me about Lady Aribeth? Lady Aribeth is an elven paladin devoted to Tyr and one of the stronger defendants of our faith. I understand why she has turned to the black stuff for a cure. I only regret our church could not do more. Perhaps I will have chance to speak to her later about my concerns, once she has finished bestowing Tyr's blessings on the graduating students. What can you tell me about the cure? Officially, I can tell you nothing, but silence only breeds false rumors. Therefore, I will share what I know with you to put you at ease. The Archmage Kelban Arunsun claims to have discovered a cure. I pray the wizard's magic proves as powerful as he claims, yet I will also continue to put my faith in the powers of the divine Tyr rather than an earthly mortal. Nevertheless, Waterdeep has sent us a menagerie of beasts from which to extract the reagents to concoct the cure. Lady Aribeth seems certain that this will work, and I must trust her judgment. Go with the blessings of Tyr. Your destiny awaits you behind the Academy's walls. So, what is the gift? Ah, a new piece of armor. Pretty cool.
Hello.
Why are you disturbing my prayers? You're a cleric. You of all people should show respect towards my worship. I didn't mean to interrupt. Please, I did not mean to give offense, but I have chosen to be a servant of Tyr, and with such a choice comes a great responsibility. I must attend my daily worship. I won't take much of your time. I suppose it would be uncharitable of me to turn you away, but please do not take too much of my time. If I do not finish my devotions, I will not be allowed to meet Lady Aribeth. Why do you want to meet her? Lady Aribeth is a paragon of our faith. She is a devoted servant of Tyr, a sworn defender of Neverwinter, and a true champion of justice. Her light shines like a beacon in these dark times. I pray the graduates gathered in the South Hall Assembly appreciate what an honor it is to receive a blessing from her in person. It is truly a rare opportunity. How do you like your training? The worship of Tyr is a difficult path, but we who have faith know the trials of our service are their own reward. And whenever my weak flesh falters, I need only to look to Lady Aribeth for inspiration. I hope she has the time to come by the temple later, so I can meet her. What can you tell me about the plague? I am only a young acolyte, yet even the oldest priests at the temple cannot recall a plague as devastating as the Wailing Death. Neverwinter is gripped by fear, the city quarantined and sectioned off in an attempt to halt the spread of the disease. Alas, the church can do nothing. The citizens have lost their faith. They have abandoned the spiritual power of the divine, and in their misery they have come to despise all who wear the sacred vestments. Can you blame people for losing faith? After all, you cannot help them. People who profess faith only so long as it serves their needs are not true believers. They are hypocrites with false hearts. Who are we to question the divine will? I am confident that gods will ease the suffering of Neverwinter if we hold true to our beliefs. Even now there is talk about a cure. What can you tell me about the rumors of a cure? They say that a cure was discovered by a mage named Kelban Arunsun, but I sensed the hand of Tyr himself working through the mage to bring us salvation. I believe it is the will of Tyr that brought Kelban and Lady Aribeth together to save Neverwinter. I hope I get a chance to meet her. I'll be going. Then I shall return to my prayers. May the blessings of Tyr be upon you.
Now that you've finished your training, you can go on into the South Assembly Hall if you want. Lady Aribeth is still granting blessings to all the Academy graduates.
Can I ask you some questions first? Sorry, not while I'm on duty. Besides, you should go into the assembly chamber so that you can get your blessings from Lady Aribeth.
Hail to ye!
Isn't this exciting? We actually get a chance to meet Lady Aribeth. Most paladins want nothing to do with rogues and spies, but she's actually here in person. You better get up there or you'll miss her chance. You miss your chance to get a blessing from her.
I greet you.
There are whispers around the academy that Lady Aribeth is just using the graduation as a cover. They say that she has really come to the academy with a cure. Pretty sneaky for a paladin. Say, you better stop chatting with me and get up there, or you'll miss out on your blessing.
Hi there.
Truly, we have reached a great milestone in our lives. Long have I prayed for this day, and Tyr has answered my prayers in the form of Lady Aribeth herself. Be certain you speak with her, lest you miss out on receiving your own blessing.
Good tidings to you.
I hear Lady Aribeth is friends with Kelban Arunsun, the famous archmage from Waterdeep. Together they are working on a cure. It's an honor to meet someone who actually knows Kelban. You should go and speak to her too, so that you can receive a blessing from her hand.
Yes, what?
Lady Aribeth understands the arcane magic isn't to be feared. She actually respects wizards instead of fearing them like most people. It's an honor to actually meet someone as famous as her. You better go and speak to her yourself or you won't receive your blessing. I heard Lady Aribeth isn't here just for the graduation ceremony. She has brought a cure for the Wailing Death to the academy for safekeeping, but I don't really care why she's here. I'm just glad I get the chance to meet her. You should really go up there and speak to her, unless you'll miss on getting your blessing.
Pleased to see you.
Okay, this repeats. Now, this episode actually has been long enough, so I'll save here and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.